In a world where millions of people turn to social media for inspiration, advice, and entertainment, a new form of advertising has quietly taken over our feeds. Influencer marketing, a multi-billion-dollar industry where your favorite celebrities and influencers promote brands, might seem harmless at first glance. But behind the glossy Instagram posts and YouTube product hauls, there's a much darker story to be told. Are your favorite celebrities genuinely recommending the products they love? Or have they sold out for a quick paycheck?
Oh, that's good.
Today, we'll be diving deep into the dark side of influencer marketing, exposing the truth behind those sponsored posts and what it really means for you, the consumer. The rise of influencer marketing. To understand how influencer marketing became the juggernaut it is today, we need to go back to the early 2010s. This was the golden age of social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, which allowed everyday people to build massive followings by sharing snippets of their lives, interests, and expertise. Unlike traditional advertising, where celebrities were paid to endorse products in TV commercials or magazine ads, influencer marketing was seen as more authentic and relatable. Followers felt connected to influencers because they seemed like real people, not untouchable Hollywood celebrities. This connection gave influencers unprecedented power over their audience, and brands quickly recognized the potential. In 2014, the influencer marketing industry was worth just $1.7 billion. By 2022, it had ballooned to a staggering $16.4 billion, and it shows no signs of slowing down. Brands are willing to pay big money to influencers with large followings, often shelling out tens of thousands, or even millions, of dollars for a single sponsored post. But here's where things start to get murky. The authenticity problem. When influencer marketing first began, many influencers promoted products they genuinely loved and used. However, as the money started rolling in, the line between authenticity and advertisement blurred. Influencers who once gained the trust of their followers by being real were now endorsing products they had no real connection with, and often hadn't even used. A prime example of this is the infamous Fyre Festival, a supposed luxury music festival that was heavily promoted by influencers like Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid. These influencers posted glamorous promotional content without ever verifying the legitimacy of the event, leading to a massive scandal when attendees arrived to find no festival infrastructure, luxury accommodations, or food. The Fyre Festival fiasco became a stark reminder of the potential dangers of influencer marketing and highlighted the risks of blindly trusting online personalities. But this issue goes far beyond a single failed event. Influencers routinely endorse products they know little about, be it health supplements, skincare products, or clothing brands, without fully understanding the potential harm they might cause. For example, numerous influencers have been called out for promoting dubious weight loss products or unregulated skincare treatments. What's even worse, many of these endorsements are often misleading, with influencers failing to disclose that they were paid for their glowing reviews. Selling out for the money. One of the major issues with influencer marketing today is that it has turned into a cash grab for many influencers. Brands often offer exorbitant sums of money in exchange for a single post, and the temptation to accept is high. For many influencers, it's no longer about sharing something they believe in, it's about making a profit. Take the case of SponCon, or sponsored content. These posts are designed to look like organic content from the influencer, often blending seamlessly into their regular feed. You might see a fitness influencer showing off their daily workout routine, but with a not-so-subtle shout-out to a sports drink brand. Or perhaps a beauty influencer casually mentioning a new skincare line in a tutorial video. For many influencers, the appeal of earning thousands of dollars from a single post is too strong to resist. Even if they have never used the product before, they'll jump at the chance to collect a paycheck. The issue here is twofold. First, followers trust these influencers to be honest. And second, influencers are selling that trust for a price. This begs the question, are these influencers truly selling out for money? And if so, how much does that affect their credibility? The answer is that, in many cases, influencers are risking their reputations by promoting products they don't stand behind, eroding the very trust that made them famous in the first place. The manipulation of followers. One of the most concerning aspects of influencer marketing is the manipulation of followers. Influencers aren't just selling products, they're selling lifestyles, aspirations, and dreams. They know their followers look up to them, often mimicking their choices in hopes of achieving a similar level of success or happiness. However, many followers don't realize just how carefully curated an influencer's life is. The perfect vacation snaps? Sponsored by a luxury resort. The casual brunch photo shoot? Paid for by a trendy restaurant. Even the seemingly authentic morning skincare routine? A paid endorsement by a cosmetics brand. This manipulation can lead to unhealthy expectations for followers, who may feel inadequate when they can't keep up with the seemingly flawless lifestyles portrayed by influencers. It's easy to forget that what you're seeing is often a carefully staged and edited version of reality, designed to sell, not to inspire. For younger audiences, this can be particularly damaging. Studies have shown that teenagers and young adults are especially susceptible to influencer endorsements, often believing that influencers use and love the products they promote. As a result, they may spend money they don't have on items they don't need, all because someone they admire on social media told them to. The impact of this manipulation goes beyond just financial harm. Many young followers begin to feel inadequate or dissatisfied with their own lives, believing that they need the products influencers promote to achieve happiness, beauty, or success. This creates a vicious cycle. Influencers promote products as a way to maintain their lavish lifestyles, while their followers, in turn, spend money they may not have in an attempt to emulate those very lifestyles. A striking example of this manipulation comes in the form of fast fashion influencers. Brands such as Fashion Nova and Shein regularly collaborate with influencers to promote their cheap, trendy clothing. While these influencers show off massive clothing hauls in well-lit, aesthetically pleasing videos, the reality of the situation is far less glamorous. The production of these items often involves unethical labor practices and contributes to the environmental crisis through waste and pollution. Yet, influencers rarely disclose the true cost of fast fashion in their content, leaving followers to believe they are participating in something fun and harmless. The rise of fake followers and engagement. As influencer marketing has grown, so too has the pressure on influencers to maintain relevance and reach. This has given rise to one of the darker aspects of the industry, the use of fake followers and engagement. In a world where follower count and likes are seen as currency, many influencers resort to buying followers or using bots to inflate their numbers. This artificial boost allows them to charge higher fees to brands for sponsored posts, despite their real influence being far less significant than it appears. It's estimated that anywhere from 15% to 25% of influencers have engaged in some form of fraudulent activity to boost their numbers. This not only deceives brands, but also misleads followers into thinking they are part of a much larger community than they really are. The problem has become so pervasive that brands are now investing in technology to detect fake followers before signing deals with influencers. Yet, it remains a persistent issue. The bottom line is that what you see on social media is not always the full picture. Influencers may project an image of success, popularity, and influence, but it's often built on a foundation of smoke and mirrors. The impact on brands and consumers. For brands, the rise of influencer marketing has been both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, influencer campaigns have the potential to generate massive returns on investment by reaching highly engaged audiences. But on the other hand, brands risk damaging their reputation if they partner with influencers who are later exposed for fraudulent activity, controversies, or promoting unsafe or ineffective products. For consumers, the stakes are even higher. Every time you purchase a product based on an influencer's recommendation, you're not just buying into the brand, they're selling a lifestyle, an image, a dream. And when those dreams don't deliver, it can lead to a sense of betrayal and disillusionment. Think about the countless beauty products, fitness supplements, or trendy gadgets that influencers have promoted in the past, many of which failed to live up to the hype. How many times have you seen an influencer enthusiastically endorse a product, only for the reviews from actual customers to reveal that it's subpar at best or even harmful at worst? The reality is that influencers are often incentivized to promote products that may not be in the best interest of their followers, simply because the payout is too good to resist. The need for transparency and regulation. One of the most significant criticisms of influencer marketing is the lack of transparency in sponsored content. While guidelines in countries like the US and UK require influencers to disclose paid partnerships, many do so in subtle or unclear ways, such as burying hashtags like #ad or # sponsored in a sea of other hashtags. This can make it difficult for followers to distinguish between genuine recommendations and paid promotions. In response, governments and regulatory bodies have begun cracking down on influencer marketing practices. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC in the US, has issued warnings to influencers and brands about the importance of clearly disclosing paid partnerships, while the Advertising Standards Authority, ASA in the UK, has taken legal action against influencers who fail to comply with transparency rules. However, even with these regulations in place, the enforcement is often inconsistent, and many influencers continue to skirt the rules. There's a growing call for stricter oversight to ensure that influencer marketing is held to the same standards as traditional advertising. But until that happens, it's up to consumers to remain vigilant and critical of the content they consume. How to be a savvy consumer in the age of influencers. So, what can you do as a follower or consumer to protect yourself in the world of influencer marketing? The first step is recognizing that not everything you see on social media is real. Influencers are often paid to present a version of their life that aligns with the brands they're promoting, and that version may be far from their true reality. Here are a few tips to help you navigate influencer marketing more safely. Look for transparency. If an influencer is promoting a product, check whether they disclose it's a paid partnership. A lack of transparency should be a red flag. Do your research. Don't just take an influencer's word for it. Look up reviews from other sources, compare prices, and make sure the product is worth your investment. Consider the source. Ask yourself whether the influencer has expertise in the product they're promoting. Is a fitness influencer qualified to recommend dietary supplements? Is a fashion influencer really using that skincare line? Or are they simply being paid to say they do? Be critical of excess. If an influencer is constantly promoting new products, it may be worth questioning how authentic their endorsements are. Are they genuinely passionate about everything they're promoting, or are they simply chasing the next paycheck? By adopting a more critical mindset, you can avoid falling into the trap of blindly trusting influencers and making impulsive purchases based on clever marketing. Are influencers selling out? The dark reality of influencer marketing is that it has become an industry driven more by profit than by authenticity. While there are certainly influencers who maintain their integrity and only promote products they believe in, the overwhelming pressure to make money has caused many to compromise their values, and in turn, the trust of their followers. As consumers, it's essential to remain aware of the mechanics behind influencer marketing and to approach sponsored content with a healthy dose of skepticism. Are your favorite celebs and influencers selling out? In many cases, the answer is yes, but by staying informed, you can make smarter decisions and protect yourself from falling victim. Enjoyed this deep dive into the dark reality of influencer marketing? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Biz Breakdowns for more in-depth explorations of the hidden sides of industries, businesses, and the world's biggest influencers. Have you ever fallen for a product because of an influencer's recommendation? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to check out our other videos on the shady side of marketing and the tactics that keep consumers hooked.
It's the worst. If I love a brand and I see an influencer who I know I will buy from it, but if I see like a random influencer with a random brand, I won't.
I'm a bit old for social media influencers. However, I did buy this mascara today because of a social media influencer. So there you go. So I'm not immune to the influencers.